I want to talk about building a script library of the various JavaScripts that you create. Whenever you're working in any type of programming or scripting language, one of the best ways to deal with the language and get accustomed to the scripts is to build a library. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Job title on this Nautilus Travel job description-add script has some scripting attached to it, so that when I put my cursor in, this pops up. Now this is not complicated code. It's very simple. But if I wanted to use this on another PDF form, I would need to try and remember which script I used for this particular example. And that script is located not just within the document, but it's attached to this form field. So if I choose the Select an Object arrow, within this form field, I'm storing that script. And 2 months from now, I can guarantee I won't remember which form I used it on, let alone which field within the form. So what I can do as I'm creating and working with scripts is I can store the information in a separate document. So I'll click Edit. Here is my JavaScript code, and granted this is not too complicated, but it makes a good example of what I'm talking about with regards to a script library. So I copied that script information. Now I'm going to go out to, I'm on Windows, so I'm using Notepad. If you're on the Mac, you can use Text Edit, and just make sure in Text Edit you've adjusted the information and the storage for Text Edit so it's pure text. But what I'm going to do is paste that information in here, and I can add some descriptions to it. Now, why am I using such a simple program such as Notepad or Text Edit? If I move this information out into Word, as an example, word processing programs add their own formatting, their own styles, and additional information to the content. JavaScript can't have that information included. I have to have just this specific information and this alone in order for this JavaScript to work. So I don't want to be bringing in any word processing information accidentally. So I'm going to go ahead and type out here. What this does, pops up an alert message for the user. So there's a script I can use anytime I want to pop up an alert message for the user. And this is an example of doing that. I would probably want to add additional comments in here using the /. What makes it nice this way is when I need something like this, I open up this file, I can scroll through the various scripts that I have, simply copy them, paste them directly into the JavaScript editor, and then modify as needed. Now the objects within your form fields may end up with different names and things, but this simple script could work on any form field. So it's a great way to be able to start building a library. It's also a good way for you to start taking a look at it every once in a while, just as a reminder of what the scripts do and how they work. And that will drastically increase your knowledge of JavaScript when working in Acrobat. So if somebody gives you a form where they've added some scripting and you like those features, you can copy that into this JavaScript library example as well. Just make sure you change some of the information or ask the person who wrote it if it's okay for you to use it, to use it within your forms. But that is an example of building a JavaScript library. It's something I continue to this day to do. Any examples that I have, I just keep adding them. And yes, the document gets larger, but I can always organize it a little bit better as needed. So just be aware that you may want to start doing something like this as we're working through scripts and you're getting used to them. You can add the comments you want Simply copy it out into a text editor, such as Notepad or TextEdit, and it's available for you to populate other forms with just by looking through that particular document to see which script you want, and then it's a matter of using it as is or modifying it a little bit. So that's an example of working with a JavaScript library. It's kind of my own personal system, and I think you'll find that it will help you remember these scripts and be a nice resource for checking back on scripts that you've written as you start creating more and more forms so that you can start working with those scripts across multiple forms and not go digging around trying to locate. Now, where was that script? Oh, that'd be perfect for this form, but I don't even know where I put it. So that's an example of building a JavaScript library document within a text editor to reuse scripts as you work with them.